Morning guys, well that's another damp and dismal morning for Phebe the Morris Miner. Obviously I've made it to work okay, she started up fine as usual, all is good. But I thought today I'll just have a look at this interior light. It's about the only thing left now that's not working properly. As you can see, when I open the door there's no light. First of all, I was thinking maybe it could be something to do with the bulb. The casing is melted away by the looks, or gone brittle, which I've seen many of those do. I've seen these all kind of different ones, but there's nothing going on there. So could it be the bulb? Could it be the electrics to the bulb? But this morning I made a discovery. When I open this door, she's working, regardless of where the switch is, so I'm not worried about that. Now how these work, there's a little button here. So when that door is opened, this button is allowed out and it turns the light on. So obviously the one from this side is working, and the one this side is not working. Could be a wire from behind the cover here, or it could be the actual switch. Right, so I'll move Phebe up into a sunny area because it's very damp today, as you can see, probably mentioned before. Today I'm using my mobile phone to record this, so if it's not very good and my finger's getting away, I apologise beforehand. Right then, so we're established the light works on the switch. It works when we open the passenger door, and we know it works on these switches. So when the door is opened, the switch pops out, switches on the light. You can see where it's been going onto the door here, look, through paint missing. So I'm guessing there's something wrong with this switch, or the wires are corroded, or something behind this pillar. And I've also noticed while I'm looking here, if you look at the bottom hinge of this door, there's only one bolt, and that's not. So I'm not worried about that because there's no problem, but if the door gives me any problem, we'll have a look. Well, I mean, I'll just mention that about the doors. You see, the door gaps are not brilliant. I don't get any water in though, so that's good. But I reckon what it is at some point has had some welding done on the floor, new cross members and stuff underneath, and probably weren't jacked up right when they put it together, and when you put your doors on, they don't quite match up. There's a couple of other places what don't match up on this car, like on the bonnet here, it's up in the middle, whether the bonnet's bent, whether it's just not sitting right, I don't know why. That's never really bothered me. This door looks worse because it's actually open. But is what it is. Phoebe's, like I say, an everyday car. And I'll just go through a note now. People have asked me now and again, is Phebe for sale? And I say with every car I have, I'm always looking for projects, buying, selling. So when I want to buy something else, I may sell Phebe. Or if the price is right, everything's for sale. So if someone offered me what I consider to be a fair price for Phebe, then I would take it. She'd be gone. It's not a bad car actually, but like I say, I'm not like needing to sell it directly at this minute. I've got a couple of projects in mind what I need to get funds for. I might have to do it some other way, But if someone offered me the right price for Phebe, I'd definitely take it. Anyway, let's get on with what today's video is about. So, something to do with the switch. Now they're quite easy to remove. If you look in the centre, they're like a cross, so you can put a Phillips screwdriver in there, even a flathead if you've got the right size, and you should be able to undo it. Sometimes they're seized and you have to get some grips on the side and pull them round, but these don't look too bad, and I've got a feeling they'll come off all right. So the only way of finding out whether it is that switch is by whipping this off. So I'll just get a screwdriver. Here we go, I found this one out, it might fit. So you'll push the button in, get it in there as so. It's a bit loose, this one, it might not do it. Oh, hang on, that's going. Actually, that's not too bad. So we'll whip it out, and there should be a wire attached to the rear. It may not be attached, why it ain't working. I think that was working when I first got the car, so it's not something was always been wrong. It's been wrong for a long while. Come on, quite long. Oh, as you can see, it's a bit corroded there, but that is where the cable sits on the back. So the cable has broke away. So basically, to complete the connection, when this goes in, it touches on that metal there and creates a circuit. The light comes on. So when the door's closed, that's pushed in, stops it from touching, and no light on. So probably inside there somewhere there's a wire dangling. So we should be able to get to it through here, but Phoebe's got some speakers in here. I don't know if I'm going to have to take this parcel shelf out. If I have, I'm not going to bother, because like I say, I'm not bothered about the light that much, but if I can get it working, that'll be cool. I could always just jump in the car in the mornings and flick the switch, can't I? Now I know it works. And as you can see, the casing here, it's gone brittle. That's quite often what happened with these. I've noticed they have different fittings, different cars, but this particular one, guess the ball was got hot and made it brittle. That's actually flaking away now, so I could change that at some point. That'd be easy, but at this moment in time, I'd just like to see if I can get this switch working. Looks like on these switches the cable just pushes on at the back, so I could get a new one, I suppose, but there might not be anything wrong with this. Let's have a look here. Looks like there's a screw down the bottom here. There's another one under here, but like I say, because of the parcel shelf, I don't think it's going to come forward much. But if I can get the bottom one out and have a look behind, I might find a wire. So I'll do that next. I'll get that screw out of the bottom. Well, I've taken this screw out, and you can see immediately there's some wires floating about in here. I thought they might have been speakers, but there's no speakers in the back, and I've just discovered what they are. When I first bought this car, you can see for some reason the horn's not connected, but the horn has been put to here. It's also got some nifty little hazard lights fitted. That, I'm guessing, was for a rear screen heater, but it hasn't got a rear screen heater, so maybe the glass got broken or something, who knows. And this an old cigarette lighter, which probably was used to power something like a sat nav or something. And this here, snoozed another fuse here. Looks like something to do with those hazards. This here, which I thought was strange. Listen. First I thought, is that some kind of alarm for the car? But thinking back, when I got this car, I was told that the young lady who owned it was using it to go backwards and forwards to university or college or something. So I'm guessing they fitted that there. So she was in a dark car park and was approached, she would whack that switch, create some noise, and maybe the person would run off, or someone might come across and see what's going on. That's what I think. I'm not sure, but other than that, it's the only reason I can think. And that would be why these two wires here, because the siren is actually in the boot. I sometimes, when I first got the car, I used to flick that accidentally when I was looking for something else, and it scared the life out of me. But it don't seem so noisy now as what it was in the beginning. So whether I was packing up, I don't know. I can notice there's another screw here. I might be able to undo that one and just get in the top here, but I think it's possibly going to be a bit difficult with the parcel shelf in. Old ashtray. Don't know what that is, probably for a shopping trolley. Never really noticed it before. What else is in there? Oh, 5p. So I've always got 5p in the car. Right, I'm going to whip these other screw out here just to see if there's a wire dangling behind there. So I've removed this screw here, just undoing this one, taking this little plate here with the switches on out of the way. I'll be able to see what's behind it. Yeah, there's a screw here. Look, I'm hoping this will pull back enough to reveal a wire behind here. We've removed this bracket with the switches, and I've loosened the parcel shelf a bit so I can push this across, see what I can see. At the minute I can't see a lot because of the speaker and wires for that switch, as we said before. So I'm just going to have a route around and see if I can find a broken wire. So interestingly enough, you cannot get to this through this cover. I could have really not shown you that and went straight in through this glove box, which I've just removed. A couple of screws underneath, because these ones don't have a lid or anything, they're just open carriers to put stuff in. And behind there is obviously quite a bit of wiring, and it drops down the back here, and I've found this wire here. Look, I guess you can see it, but if I touch onto the frame, it's the interior light. So that has been off for some time by the looks of this. Yeah, it's been off some time. So basically all I need to do is find somehow of reattaching it to the switch. Like I say, I'm not going to say I know everything about these cars, because I don't. I'm learning all the time, as well as other people. But I like to just put the videos on when I do something, so it might make it easier for someone else. So to get to that actual switch, you go in from the top here, because obviously the wire must come down through the tube, through the window frame, and drop down. But for some reason I thought I could access it through here, but you can't. But that's all back now. Didn't take me that long really, I suppose. And as you can see, it's now working on this wire. So I'll get the switch out again and work out some way of connecting it back, so we get a working open door light, a working switch. So by the looks of this wire, it's just like a bullet connector, and it'd be the same on this end, just forward enough so when it closes it touches on this and this metal here. I haven't got one with me, otherwise I'd probably try and do it now, so I'll have to resume this later on when I get a chance at home, but at least I know what's wrong and I can sort it out. Right, so I'm back home. I'm going to see if I can make a connection with this switch. Needs something to go over the top. Right, so I found this connector that will go over the top to connect it. Let me show you. Hard to do this holding this camera, holding this phone. Right, you can see how that's going to go, can't you? So if I push that on there, that'll connect that quite well. But the way this works is the metal from this connector needs to touch this metal to make the circuit, because underneath, I'll pull this off, you can see it's insulated with like a rubber sleeve. But what I'm going to do is cut this back a bit and see if I can make it so the metal touch metal to make the connection. So I'll give that a try now. So if I put that on there, you can see what I mean. It's now going to touch when it closes. So if I put the cable into the end, this should actually work. There's only one way of finding out. Connecting the cable, screwing it in, see what happens. Right, so I've put it all back together. I put copper grease on it, put it in, put some copper grease on the fitting. As you can see, the interior light is on, and when I work the switch, it's all working. So that's a job done. Easy fix when you know how to do it. These are probably not very expensive if you need a new one, but that's just something I've had gone wrong with this car for a while and it really bothered me till now. It's got dark again. I might even get a replacement light lens one day, you never know your luck. But all I need to do now is reassemble the glove compartment and everything is good. So in the morning now, I'll actually be able to see when I open the door, hopefully. Yes, I could have done it easier if I'd have gone through here in the first place, or if I had a look in the workshop manual. I think I've got 2, maybe even 3 for this car. I very rarely look in them, to be honest. I only look when I can't work something out. I like to have a look and work things out for myself. So in the morning we should have a nice interior light, be able to see what's going on. I'll end this video here then, so I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.